space larger than any of our apartments, and Morgan filled it, not so much preserved by the space as the room was by the body. Neither the inside of the room nor the outside of Morgan's body showing signs of age, how long they had lived or how long ago, and the light also in the space existing as a kind of dialogue between them. Further, I would dream that I was living with my young daughter and our pet tiger, and by inevitable chance, the tiger had come to full realization of its destructive potential, at a point when the three of us were in separate, triangulated positions across the room, and the room being sort of framed by the cage, which is no longer containing the tiger. A cage whose entrance, I realize, is behind me, and I could step backwards into safety, if not for that baby bee is a triangulated distance across from tiger and me. But the tiger is looking contemplatively through the open window of our shared apartment upon the outside world. And my final concern is for the tiger and its conscience as it creeps from the dream into the outside world. Here are 3 poems by Larry Eigner with an interruption. Take it. Every atom of me belongs to you. Across distances, one space. A photograph of a dam, or a morgue, or hospital, or anything on its side. For the long season. 5 pigeons on the rim of the barrels. They are tin and so rattle. And it takes 2 seconds to get on the other side of the street. And there's the air. Sound does not travel, for it can't be seen. I hear them from far away. The birds outline the world. The pigeons walk in the air as we swim while the leaves are blown. Oh, creatures, critters, we are the world in the sky. The cats make themselves narrow going through. 2 poems for Chris Ashby. 1. If the Derby is blessed and Talladega is cursed, does it mean that either have figured it out? That is, if the river is blessed and the desert is cursed, an hour a day the mirror sends a kiss to the creek. The curses of parenting water deities just aren't assuaged by the dowries of naiads. Every river's father drowns. Hearts of earth have their own problems, but where we have direction, they only have curves. Shoot through the surface. It's amazing to watch them turn chainsaw to river song. 2. I'm in a piece of beer here where I remember we stacked our attachment, river-wise. Stones of summer prepositional to our attachments. Easy to get peace, to play on you like a shadow plays upon the stone, unmoving. Never revises. We never are, but always changed. Activity in the past like an undercurrent. A bug crawled into my shadow to cast nothing, and Beans is asleep in the tent. God is coming out of the syllable, and that bug can literally stand on tense water. Fondant Center. Who does my heart remind you of? Aristotle's truly happy person, technically speaking dead, lives on in their legacy. Each of the 4 chambers traps an animal. Heaven and hell are our political organization. Time in the eye of experience. Experience pokes back time. In both senses digital, time to time, through the fuzz of an out-of-tune speaker, a voice that never says anything. Washed of our characteristics, we become an ideal. It doesn't belong to the world. The idea touches our mind and shares it, like mushrooms sharing a log, or 100 bees in a seagull. Inside something uglier, sometimes all content and shapeless. Why should I remember a seagull filled with bees and roly-polies? But I do. I remember a disaster involving cranberries, the nuances of another decade's mediocre music. Something everyone but you has got a hang on. I asked Beatrice if she wants more light. She says, yes. The word parts, the spoken parts grind away the punctuation, conscious no different to pen than hand writing it. Let go of me, aware of what won't happen. difference between a half-full bus. He swears at the dog he has just killed 20 years ago. Pen brown the whole time. What color, though? Money, obviously, enlightened by the association. You show up in heaven wearing a watch. The afterlife is just how they talk about you. So guard your taste. It's perfect outside and the buildings are freezing. Everyone is getting ready to melt. There are ants storming out of this hole in the sidewalk. Must be the door to their hotel. The detective tries to lean in close without burning up. At the end of the song, the detective declares that everyone is guilty, but that only one of them has to be sacrificed. The dreamer does a full body scan. The teen astronauts are all reading Foucault and Mars is on suicide watch. The kidneys, they tell me, have the healthy patch of ague a medical student would mistake for a red-green flag, having seen the bureaucrat's own covered in stamps like one of Ray Johnson's meteors. But the dreamer is only guessing at either of us. They've never seen my kidneys, nor I, nor any family, friend, or doctor. The dreamer's never opened a book, so who has sat belly open to provide the artist's model? This medical practice is completely in the dark, contra-empirical, informed by fancy, black with creativity. I could, they tell me, use silicone implants to build a pubic mound that traps the penis, which would remain flaccid but functional after the chemical dissolution of the prostate. The idea presented to me at a NASA seminar on maintaining gender fluidity at under-resourced Martian outposts. Why does he tell me this? To keep the triple mission of the universe: difference, difference, difference. When I wake, my mouth is full of ague, while my ears yin and yang, and Mars is all but hollow. The nocturnal emission crowning Ulysses, the colonial spoils that seal up the wasteland. As I shrink into the ocean, the ants all line up under the sand. The army of ants, which together carry the ocean as one droplet, and float a crumb inside of that, the peak of which pierces the surface, on top of which some men are jumping, trying to drown the ants. The ants believe that by pulling the droplet down over the crumb, it will dissolve the sugar. The men believe they can crack open the crumb and some milk will come out. The ants believe this collectively, each one believing their part. One ant believes in the droplet, one ant believes in the lifting, one ant believes in the sugar, but you can't tell the men anything. They believe just by jumping. They've been doing this as long as anyone can remember. All the other stories are variations on this one, dreams clouded by chemistry. And this is the third poem by Larry Eigner. The whole orchestra, risen up into the air for dancing after the storm. Thanks.
Thanks, James. I just wanted to say one thing I forgot. It's thanks to the Pagan Jug Band for letting us